Hi there and welcome to this tutorial video on how we run the numbers on an Airbnb property. So I'm going to take you through a owned or a rented unit. So if you're maybe renting someone's property and planning to put it on Airbnb versus a owned unit, and I'm going to show you how to determine the income as well as the expenses specifically related to running an Airbnb, as well as expenses related to the property. So the first thing is, how do we determine the income? Now, we've obviously been at this for a while, so we have gotten used to some of the nuances of which type of properties would perform better and what their income potential is. But the tool that we still use for desktop research is to use airdna.co. So you can navigate to the site airdna.co, and you can, once it loads, you can navigate to a section here on the left-hand side that is called Rentalizer. And when you get to this page, you can just put the address in for the property that you are evaluating. So you can just choose an address, go to Google Maps and choose, if you're evaluating an area, try and find the street. And you'll see here that this is one of the buildings that I have. And I'm just going to set this, it's a 2-bedroom, but it's a 1-bathroom. And it sleeps, mine does 3 guests at the moment, but I mean, let's see what it does in terms of its calculation. I do allow 4 guests, but I don't advertise it as such, so maybe it's safer to do this. And I'm going to look at what this thing gives me against what I know is my actuals. Sorry, this thing is now trying to get me to register here for some reason, which it should be free. So let's see. I think maybe I've done too many searches. I think you're going to do 5 a day or something. Let's see. Now it's not showing me anything here. Apologies, but you would have seen previously when I came in, it was giving me a nightly rate and it was giving me an occupancy rate. And I think the occupancy that I saw there on the screen was something like 58%. And right now I'm achieving closer to 80% on this specific property. It has done quite a bit better than that in the past, about 90%. But I would say whatever you see on here with some effort and some automation, you can definitely bump it up by 20% at least. Usually the rates are slightly higher. I would lower the nightly rate with about 10% when I do my estimation. So if we come here to this tool, I know that right now for that property, I charge on average about nightly $9.50, and I have about 80% occupancy on that. Now, what you're putting in this tool, you only fill in the yellow fields over here. You're going to put in a nightly rate that will give you your monthly. You times that by 12, it gives you an annual, and it's running off of this occupancy. That's where it's determining that monthly income. And then we've got an average stay length in days. Now, you can go and determine this for yourself in your area, but in my experience, because I allow 1-night stays, if I have availability open between reservations, I'll open up 1-night stays. But on average, my guests stay 2.5 days. And this is important because we're going to determine some other things related to my costs. So, as an example, a cleaning fee. I charge a cleaning fee to my guests with my Airbnb, and your cleaning fee should usually cover your cost that you pay for cleaning, as well as some of your cleaning consumables like cleaning materials. But I always just budget for this. So I usually add about, I usually put 50 Rand per stay. Okay, and you'll see that it's calculating this 50 per stay because it knows that in 2.5 average length of stays, there's about 12 stays in the month, 12 different guests that you're going to host each month. And for that, we're budgeting 50 Rand. Once again, over 12 months, it's that cost. Guest consumables, this is putting stuff inside the apartment. I put chocolates up for my guests, small milk, etc., etc. So that's pretty much that cost. I budget 25 Rand per stay for this. Then I have a cleaning materials provision that's usually covered by my cleaning fee, but let's put like 10 Rand in there. And then you can add your own other costs as you might see them for your individual situation. The others are for Wi-Fi, so I pay a nice $9.50 per month month for my Wi-Fi. For Netflix and other services, I pay $10, so that's about 100. So that's about 155 Rand at the time of writing. A linen cost provision, so this is replacing the linen. And I would say in South Africa, for myself, I budget about, no, not 1,000, I would say about 750 per month, 9 grand each year for linen. And then we've got our management fee. So there's a percentage of your income if someone's managing your property. So maybe 10% per month. Maintenance, I would put maintenance at 5% and capex at about 1% that you want to budget for improvements, but you'll definitely have some costs running, even though you have damage claims available. There are going to be some maintenance issues, toilets that need fixing and lights that need repairing. Then we have some property specific expenses. So you're either going to buy this place or you're going to rent it. And in this case, you're going to put that cost in here for your mortgage or for your rent. So let's pretend I know that this place, I pay 14 a month for this place. My levies, I have 0 because I'm renting it. I have 0 rates and taxes. Insurance, I have about 450 Rand a month of insurance. And I have electricity. So I'm going to add this in here. Electricity expense, maybe you have a water expense, but you can include that with your rates and taxes. So I pay about 650 a month in total for that. And there we go. I have my monthly fixed cost total as well as my Airbnb specific costs. So let's see, is this property actually making money? And we can see here that I make, that is about there. So let's just do some math here. There we go. I make about that per month. So, and to be honest, that's not true for this property because I think this nightly rate is slightly under. I actually do slightly better. I do around that for this property, straight line throughout the year. So that's another thing, right? Your rates are going to fluctuate over time. And this property specifically is not really an investment property that I'm looking at. It's actually my personal residence, which I use, that I let out on Airbnb. So I consider this a cost of storing my goods. I'm being paid to store my furniture and my car. So in that example, you would look at a property that obviously performs well, and this would be your estimate for what it's going to cost you monthly to run. But I would say these are the ones that are harder to estimate. And in all honesty, another thing that is skewing these numbers, in my experience, this cleaning fee over here, I actually make money out of my cleaning fee. I charge my guests enough that this figure can essentially be 0. I've done the math now over 8 years, and I've always made money out of my cleaning fee. Not a lot, but I would say about 2,000 Rand annually. So that's very little, but at least that's not costing me anything. But you'll see how that will skew this number already with a nice 600 Rand extra monthly in your pocket, as opposed to paying 600 Rand a month. So there's stuff like that will change over time, but you can also add your own costs. And that is how I would go about actually calculating the numbers for an Airbnb investment and comparing different properties on offer. And obviously, this is going to depend on how much of a property you're getting for your money, a 1-bedroom versus 2-bedroom. A 2-bedroom would obviously not have significantly higher running costs, but it will obviously have slightly higher rent, but the income potential will be much higher. Thank you for watching and enjoy the journey.